Hello and happy birthday to all of my beautiful August Leos out there. Happy birthday and welcome to your August 2023 tarot card reading. Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are new, my name is Jane. So this month is a really cool month. I'm very excited about August. I think this is kind of the month where we really start to awaken as the sun comes into its dignified position here in Leo. And then we move on into Virgo, which is going to help with the activity levels, which could be really, really fantastic for us. Now, I do apologize. I did not do the July astrology videos. For those of you who have been with me on my journey know that I have some health issues. And actually June and July, there were some things that came up and it was just a lot harder to do things. I have to prioritize my Soul Seekers group, so I always try to get their content out. This month I am hoping to do the August. We'll see how everything goes, the August astrology videos, so keep your eyes open for that. If I don't get it, it's probably just because I'm struggling just a little bit. So feel free to watch these tarot readings for either your sun, moon, or rising sign. If you're here for love, you can certainly check out your Venus sign as well. And that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for being here. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your August 2023 tarot card reading. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what comes through for you. I'm going to start off with just a channeled message from my intuitive deck. I feel like there's been something that has had just like a lot of problems that I think is starting to ease up. You know, like let's say you've had a goal or you've been trying to attain something or trying to bring a project to a point of completion. But there's just been a lot of stuff getting in the way, a lot of interruptions, a lot of problems, a lot of whatevers. And I feel like that's been getting really daunting. And it may have pushed Leo to a point of being like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe it's time for me to quit. Maybe it's my not in my destiny, right? Maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I'm trying too hard to get something that really I shouldn't be trying hard to get. And there might be a lot of doubt sort of creeping up with Leo right now, but I feel like a lot of the problems are going to start to clear out. And you know, there is going to be a lot of movement through the end of August and in through September. And I know this is the August reading, but Virgo season, there's going to be a ton of retrogrades going on. All right. There's just going to be a lot of chaos. There's a lot of change, a lot of developments going on. And I think that can kind of loosen everything up. So this is not a time for Leo to give up hope or to give up in general. Yes, it might be hard. And yes, it may feel heavy and burdensome. And maybe it's to the point where you're even, you know, like in denial almost to a point you're like, I don't even want to deal with it. I don't even want to think about it anymore. And yet it's still there. But something is loosening up. It's going to start getting easier for you, Leo. I genuinely believe that. It's going to start getting easier. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at a major arcana card for Leo. What does Leo need to know for August 2023? We have the World. Yeah, things are turning around. Things are changing, things are evolving. There's just kind of a sense of newness in the air, but the old stuff is still trying to close out. And this feels like something old, you know, and it's almost as though you can't quite walk through this portal until this is taken care of. You can't quite live that life until this is done, or until you do this, or accomplish it, or until you get there. You know, and it is going to require some work. It is going to require some time or investment. It's going to require change and evolution, and it's going to require an adjustments of behaviors and choices. And I think choices and decisions right now are really, really important for you, Leo. So waking up in the morning and making good, high quality decisions is ultimately going to improve the quality of your life. And it's going to help bring this thing that's been looming It's going to bring it to an end so you can truly move on. And I think you'll move on and you'll feel happy about it. I think if you were to walk away from whatever this is right now, the new might not ever really take hold. I think this particular thing is important for you to become the person that you need to become in order for this new to really be new. All right. So this isn't for the having of whatever it is. It's not for that. It's for who you are meant to become. It's not whether or not you're destined to have it or destined to be there. It's whether or not you're destined to become that person. So who is in the environment that Leo needs to be aware of here? We have a Queen of Coins, beautiful. A Queen of Coins is always really supportive, but also real. And I think Leo appreciates this a lot. This is someone who can be nice, but also be honest and say it like it is and doesn't hold back. And they can be critical, but I think sometimes the criticism is good because it helps you to refine what it is that needs to be refined, especially if it has to do with this. Queen of Coins usually has something to show for it, so they're not just here offering an opinion just because they feel like they deserve to give you an opinion. They're here offering you an opinion because they've done it before, they've succeeded, they see the problem, they see the issues. The Queen of Coins feels more like an advisor role. And she's not trying to come in and tell you what to do, but this is going to be one of those circumstances where it's like, well, if I were you, this is what I would do kind of deals. And maybe you need that right now. Someone who can come into your life and kind of help you refine your perspective, offer a new viewpoint. And if you can receive another viewpoint, I think you'll be doing yourself a lot of favors. Seeing things differently often helps us to keep going, especially if you're, kind of at that brink of walking away. And I don't think you should walk away, Leo. I really don't. I don't think you should throw your hands up and say, forget it. Because I think you're going to kick yourself later on if you do that. And maybe you just need a little bit of a leg up. You need assistance. You need a new mind. You need guidance. You need coaching, whatever it is. You need that to help get you there. So this could be anybody. It could be someone like a best friend or a spouse or a mentor, whatever it is. Just make sure that it's someone that you respect. Respect has to be there. And someone, if they give you an opinion, you'll actually listen and not fight against it. And you won't, rebel against it, because ultimately pushing against whatever advice the Queen of Coins has is only going to hurt you. That doesn't affect them at all. So you don't need to be defiant against the Queen of Coins. Sometimes a Queen of Coins can come off as a know-it-all, but maybe it's because they actually do know it, All right, let's see. Rejoice. Conflict. Okay. I feel like you're going to have a lot of contrast throughout August. Yes, Venus retrograde is doing her work in your sign. She's working to balance the scales and to make sure that everything, is the way it needs to be. Now, please keep in mind, the way it quote unquote needs to be for the sake of balance within the universe does not necessarily mean it's the way you want it to be. So you might be hitting up against some stuff that you don't really like, and that's totally okay. I think Leos that are positive and have kind of an open mind are going to be really excited about the things that are, presenting themselves in your life. But there's also, there's some kind of humbling experience that I think is likely to be had. Now, I love this card. This is like a 3 of Cups. This is about happiness and togetherness and celebration and being with people that you love and that make you laugh. And, this is always a really, really good place for us to be, regardless of what's going on in our life. This can be an outlet to help us keep that perspective. Not everything always has to be so heavy all the time. It really is about being around people that you love. And that's maybe the purpose of life for many, to a high degree. But there is disruption, there is disturbance, and there is something that, you might need to just kind of admit: conflict and defeat. Maybe the way you're doing it isn't working. Maybe your approach isn't working. Maybe it's not good enough, or maybe it needs to be something completely different. Maybe it is time to try different tactics. Maybe it is time to go in a different direction, but a different direction still toward that ultimate goal. I don't think walking away from the big goals is the point of this, but you can take a different route. Because maybe you've been banging your head against the wall trying to force a path to be the right path, but really you could get there so much more easily if you just detoured. And I think maybe this is an opportunity for Leo to detour, to do something that maybe you never really considered, or something you were putting off or you were fighting against because you just really didn't think that that was going to be the best way. And yet I think it is. And like this disruption card, this is like the Tower card. So it can bring a moment of humility where we kind of get off our own high horses a little bit, and we look around and we say, okay, what I've done has gotten me this far, but it's not getting me all the way. So where is it that I need to go? And it might be something that will require, I don't know that it's going to be the most exciting thing. I don't know, because we have the activation of Virgo. We've got Mars in Virgo. We have a Mercury retrograde in Virgo. We're going to have the Sun in Virgo later on in the month. Virgo is not an exciting sign. This is about organization. And I liken this to, like, if you're trying to clean out your garage and you pull everything out of your garage. It is an annoying process, and there's so much stuff sometimes, or like a closet or a desk or something, right? You pull it all out and it's all in your yard, and it's this giant state of chaos. And then you get to kind of put it back together, and you get to eliminate things and donate things and whatever, so that you have this nice clean space. But the process of doing that is really messy, and it can feel very overwhelming. But I kind of think that that's what's going on here. You have to just admit that continuing to pile stuff up in your garage isn't the right way to do it. So you have to take a moment, you have to take a beat, and you have to reevaluate here. All right, and let's kind of go back to the drawing board. Let's reconvene, because I know that you'll get there. I know that you will. And I know you'll have success with it. And I know you'll be really, really, really happy that you didn't give up, or really happy that you didn't walk away. Okay? This is about taking power back. All right? This is about not letting something in your life that isn't going as well as you would like to win or to beat you. And we have a lot of, Taurus. We've got Jupiter in Taurus. We have that North Node in Aries now. And Taurus and Aries are very much, the motto I always say is, I can do it myself. That's Aries and Taurus. I can do it myself. I'm going to do it myself. And we are all taking that on right now. And I think there are things that you are going to need to do by yourself. And this is like an Emperor card, so this is autonomous, it's independent, it's strong, and there are just things that only you can do. And I'm not saying you don't have help, because clearly you do have help, but there are just things that only you can take care of. So this is you putting it on your own shoulders, and if you want changes in your life, you're the one that's going to have to make it happen. No one else can do that for you. And with the moving on, this is like a 6 of Swords, you are, I don't know, this feels like a deep in your core kind of change that is quiet and subtle, but it's because, you've hit this wall, but I can't push through this wall, so I have to change. And that's a part of what this, taking accountability is for. And once you do that, things tend to ease up. And you are going to be moving on. And I think you are craving that new chapter, like really a lot. Now that new chapter, it's going to take a while to really fade in. Okay? When as Pluto's going back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn, of course, that's huge for you, Leo, because that's going opposite your ascendant or your first house, okay, or your sign, if you will. And that back and forth is kind of pacing us so we're not doing anything stupid or reckless. I think if Pluto was not dipping back into Capricorn 2 different times, we probably would try to push forward with our new life without really tying up the loose ends. And then that would just create more chaos in our next chapter, which we don't want. Aquarius is chaotic enough. And I think Capricorn is saying, you have to finish, you have to finish, you have to do what you said you were going to do. You have to do it. And we have 1.5 years in front of us now to do it. And the change is really the internal in our core, in our very molecules and our neurons, right? The change is really important. Okay? And with the patience and planning, this is about thinking things through, being intelligent about stuff. You're not doing anything out of like a knee-jerk reaction. You're not doing anything out of desperation. Sometimes when we get disrupted, we can tend to jolt and be like, oh, we have this visceral reaction to something. But I don't think that's the case. I think when you hit up against that and you have the disruption, you take it as a sign. And I think that's a good thing. When you take things as a sign that this isn't the only way, you're more open and amenable to listening to other people, which I do feel that Queen of Coins, whoever it is, has such valuable insight for you. And they're going to help you to kind of think about things in new ways. They're going to help you to plan and, be strategic about the way that things can be executed. Now, Leo season is very much about the beginning of manifestation. I mean, really it begins back in Aries, but this is when things become real. This is when things get created. It's when we get our hands in the clay and we start molding things and we start painting and we start building and we start doing all of these things. And then throughout Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius seasons, we build on these ideas. So this is, a really important time, not just because it's Leo season and it's your birthday and all of that, but it's a really important time as a collective for creation itself. So we don't want to shrink during this time, because if we shrink and we cower, we're going to miss out on the beauty and the bounty of what could be. Okay? So you can take your time with it, but it's not about running away from it. If the biggest action that you can take is think about it and put together a plan, then so be it. That's a fantastic step to take. As long as that plan is different than the plan that got you stuck in the first place. Okay, there has to be differences. You have to do things differently. Beautiful. Accelerated motion. And then we have recognition and see, this is what I mean, recognition and reward. There's no doubt in my mind that you are going to succeed. I genuinely am so encouraged by this. And then we have the Magician card. Okay. Things are going to start moving quickly after this. This is just a blip on the radar. This is nothing to blow out of proportion. It's just a blip on the radar. Things are going to start moving faster. They're going to start working. You're going to start seeing the money coming in. You're going to start seeing the opportunities. You're going to start seeing everything unfold. And you are going to feel encouraged. And then recognition and reward is that promise that you will succeed and be recognized for it, which is important. It's not, I mean, you have a lot to do with this, and there is a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, but ultimately, you're not only doing it for yourself. You're doing it to help your companies or help your businesses or help your families and help your children and help your friends. And, you're doing it to help and to make the world a better place. You're not just, whatever this is, let's say you're writing a book. You're not just writing a book for the sake of writing a book. You're writing a book so you can share it and bring beautiful art into the world. You're not just developing this marketing plan just to put it in your desk. You're developing a marketing plan so you can present it to your manager or the CEO of your company so the company can go make more money, right? It's to put it to good use. So you are going to succeed. And with the awareness card, I think there's a sense of empowerment that comes through with the completion of this thing. And this is going to feed confidence for whatever it is that you're meant to do next. Because when we have a world card and a magician card, there is an element of an ending and a beginning here. And once this is closed out, a lot of new doors begin to open. I don't think this is necessarily meant for only August. This is a long-term projection, okay? This recognition and reward and awareness. This is a long-term projection so that you know what's coming down the line. There's something better, there's something bigger. And I'm not saying you're not somewhat content with your life. I think to a degree you are content. You've built a beautiful life. You probably have a beautiful family. There are a lot of things about your life that you wouldn't change and that you appreciate and that you are especially grateful for. But I also know that whatever it is you're trying to tackle, whatever type of life you're trying to create here, it's been probably a long time coming, and you're almost there and you're so close, and it would be an absolute tragedy to walk away now. And please do not think that I am encouraging you to stay with your toxic ex, okay, or stay with your toxic relationship. That's not the message that's coming through. This is about good things, healthy things. It's not about banging your head against the wall trying to get someone to love you back. All right, this is about following your heart and following what you know is good for you and following through with the promises that you've made to yourself. Okay? Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at the clarifiers, and we are going to clarify these cards in the comprehensive reading, and the link for that will be found in the description box down below. So let's see what comes through here for Leo, the Lovers, another Queen of Coins, and Death. Not surprising. And then the environment, what does Leo need to know? Six of Swords, Star, ooh, and another Tower card. Okay. And for the Three of Cups, Six of Wands, the Empress. I'm loving the Empress for this reading, and the Nine of Swords, Nine of Cups, Two of Cups. For some reason, I feel like the fix is actually quite simple. Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, King of Cups. Something feels fluid, which is good. Two of Swords, Seven of Cups, Two of Coins, another Star card, Knight of Wands, beautiful. Okay, and for accelerated motion, oh, we got 3. 10 of Swords, Knight of Coins, and 9 of Coins. Yes, your hard work is paying off. There's no doubt about it. Hanged Man, oh, Knight of Cups, Queen of Coins again. Nine of Wands, 6 of Cups, and Judgment. All right, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive if you want to join. Again, all the info is down below. Thank you all so much. You guys know I love and adore you. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.